Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Joyful Jessie. If you are new here, I am Jessie. In today's video, I am going to be showing you yet another traditional recipe that we use made out of plantains, and that is Jibaritos, a plantain sandwich. So make sure to stick around and watch. So I'm gonna be honest here. I did not grow up eating Jibaritos. I did not grow up eating these plantain sandwiches. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even aware of these until after I got married. I went over my sister Myra's house one time and she was making them for us for lunch. I didn't even have kids at that point. And I remember being like, ooh, what's this? And she's like, Jibaritos. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, you've never heard of them? And I'm like, no. So my sister was the person who exposed me to Jibaritos. Now, like any other Puerto Rican recipe out there, people have so many different ways of preparing them, of the meat that they use. Some people like to use chicken, some people like to use pork, some people like to use steak. I personally like to make things simple. I simplify my stuff, so I'm going to be using shaved steak today. And this is actually something that my kids like. They don't like the sweet plantains, but they love the green plantains and they love these sandwiches. So before we go ahead and get started, if you have yet to subscribe, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so that you never miss out whenever I post a new video. Now, let's go ahead and get started. These are the ingredients that we are going to be using to be making our Jibarito sandwiches. So first and foremost, we are going to be needing some sort of a meat. I'm going to be using the beef shaved steak. I get this from Aldi, but you can use whatever meat of choice that you would like, whether it's pulled pork or chicken. And I am going to be seasoning this with sazon, adobo, and a little splash of vinegar, just to give it a little bit of a splash. I'm also going to be adding I have a mixture of maybe like a quarter pepper of a green pepper, a quarter of an onion, and about one or two of the multicolored mini peppers. And then of course, we are going to need the star of the show, and these are the plantains that I'm going to be using. You're gonna wanna use green plantains. And then for our layers on the top, I am going to be topping it with lettuce and tomato. And my lettuce, I don't shred it. I just leave it in the big pieces just because when you shred it and you put it in the sandwiches, it falls out of the sandwich. So I just leave it in big pieces. And then for our dressing that we're going to be using, we're actually going to be using mayo ketchup. And I like to use a 1-to-1 ratio. So however much of mayo I put is also however much of ketchup I put in there. And I like to always put a clove of minced garlic in it. It just gives it an extra yummy flavor. So I am going to be using my cast iron pan for this, and I'm going to be putting some olive oil on the bottom, heating it up a little bit, and then I'm going to saute my vegetables, and that's my onions and my peppers. Once my onions and peppers are sauteed and they start browning and caramelizing around the edges, I'm going to take it and place it in a different container. In the same pan, I'm also going to be browning my shaved steak. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to go ahead and break it up a little bit. I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of adobo. I'm also going to be adding half a teaspoon of oregano. I know I forgot to mention that. You can add it in there or leave it out. I just love the taste of oregano. Then I'm going to go ahead and put 1 cap of the vinegar, 1 little cap. I'm just going to use the cap from the bottle. And then I'm going to add 1 packet of sazon and mix it all together. Our meat is pretty much brown. Okay, once our meat is browned, we're gonna go ahead and give it a little taste just to make sure that it's to our liking. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little taste here. I forgot my sofrito, y'all. So sorry. Also sofrito, a tablespoon. Always add a tablespoon of sofrito in everything I make. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it to the back burner, put it on low, and just let it simmer in the back while we fry up. Look how beautiful this plantain is. is so nice and big. It's perfect for this type of stuff. Now we are going to go ahead and peel our plantains. I like to kind of score down the middle, pull apart the skin from the plantain itself, and then I use my fingers to peel the rest of it off. And then I go with my knife, and if I have any green spots left over, I go ahead and scrape those off as well. Then after we're done doing that, I am going to cut my plantain into 2 halves. You see how nice and thick this one is? This one's gonna make a nice sandwich. This one is a little bit on the skinnier side, so it's not gonna be that great. Then I'm going to take the halves and cut them in halves lengthwise. So I like to score a little bit first to make sure that I have them pretty even, and then I go in and cut right through the middle. This is going to be pretty much our top and bottom of our, not bread, but our sandwich. So I'm going to be cooking this in a different pan with some canola oil. I'm going to put the canola oil in. I'm going to start the heat at a medium high to get the oil hot, but then I'm gonna put it down to a medium because I want these to cook completely thoroughly. It's a little bit different than the way you make tostones. So I'm going to be cooking each side for about 3 minutes. 3 minutes on one side, flip, and then 3 minutes on the other side. Once they are done, I'm going to go ahead and take them out. Since I'm making 4 sandwiches, I'm going to be simultaneously cooking the other sides as I smash these particular sides. Now, to smash them, you can use a tostonera, or you can simply use the back of a plate, or you can even use a spatula, and you want to evenly flatten each of the sides. Then I'm going to take my flattened halves and I'm going to take them for another swim in the oil. This time I'm only going to fry them for about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes each, and I'm moving up the heat to about a medium high. Now the time has come to assemble our sandwiches. I had also completely forgot to mention the cheese. I'm gonna use Munster cheese just because that's what I have right now at home. You can choose to use American cheese, provolone, cheddar cheese, whatever you would like. I'm going to start off by taking my mayo ketchup and I'm going to lay it on each part. You can be as generous as you want with your mayo ketchup. That stuff is awesome. 1 slice of cheese should be good enough. And on this side over here, I'm going to start by putting my lettuce on this side and our tomatoes or tomatoes. And then the best part is going to be our meat. And remember, we kept our meat nice and warm on the stove while we were making our plantain, so it's nice and warm. And of course, you know, you can put as much meat as you would like on your sandwich. If you don't use all your meat, simply use it for like tacos or something. Because I use the same, this is just the same way I make my taco meat, the same seasonings and such. Now you can use toothpicks to hold your sandwiches together. I don't have toothpicks, but I do have skewers. I don't know what's going on with me today. But you're gonna stick it there and there you go. You have, hold on, honey. All right, friends, now it's time to give our delicious Jibaritos a try. This is so good, guys. The meat is delicious. And if you're a gluten-free person like me, this is the perfect alternative to regular bread. Now it's your turn to go ahead and give it a try. If I can do it, you most definitely can do it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.